sure everything and everybody understands that that money is supposed to be spent on the people that provide it.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, we had a long talk, and we've had several long talks about what this city is supposed to be, how great it is. And I'm not just talking about New Orleans, I'm talking about all the surrounding parishes, because this is going to talk that's been going on for the past couple of months about what we expect, how you expect it, and when you expect it. We can give you the who, what, when, where, and how, but if those city leaders that are not listening to you don't understand that you employ them, then sometime you have to get out, put your shoes on, and let them know that you ain't scared. What has been appalling to me is those people that need to prove and show the people of New Orleans, Jefferson Parish, St. Tammany Parish, I can go on St. John and probably any other parish, and they need to show you overwhelmingly that you ain't scared. They said they did not show up here today. Because this wasn't just a walk against one person or one city. This was a walk about a subject. That subject is corruption. We can probably start from A and go to Z when we think about corruption, because many people across the country have picked up the phone and called and said, what in the world is going on down there?
Corruption.
I'm tired of it. I know you're tired of it. And you deserve better. The people of this city and the other surrounding parishes have been through hell and high water, and I mean that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's time, folks, for you to get proactive instead of reactive. It's time to be able to turn on the news and start celebrating some of the folks instead of hearing who got arrested, who got whose money, and we got to ask, where is the money? It takes me back to the early 90s when we were asking the old lady, where's the beef? Well, I'm sorry. I can't ask no more. I'm demanding now. All the people that got up today and came out, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am not a politician, not trying to be one, but I will voice my opinion and tell you in each and every time, this is just the beginning of not just a walk. I don't want to call it a march. I didn't want anybody to feel that this was a black thing, a white thing, or something of the sort that makes folks feel like they should sit aside while you black people go out there and march, and then the white people can have their march. This is about unity. This is about coming together, and let's not forget, if something happens to you or your brother that does not look like you, we all bleed the same color.
It's about the people. It's about the people.
At the end of the day, I will think, and I hope you will think the same, that this is a movement that is the beginning, not the end.
Just the beginning.
This is the beginning. See, we got to think out of the box on a couple of things. Those things we have to think out of the box is that for a long period of time now, and when I say long period of time, I'm talking about for the past 5 to 10 years, we've heard of organizations in our city that if you sit down and think about it, you got to ask, where in the world did they come from and who made them up? But nobody has asked the question, is the NAACP for real? Because we know they've been here through hell and high water again.
All right.
I got to take my hats off to Beatty Landis. Is she here? Beatty was one of those that stood up when it was a time to stand up and say, I'm tired of all the crime. I love this city, and folks, we need to make sure that we do something about it. This ain't her first rodeo trip, y'all. And I gotta remember another thing when it comes to Ms. Landis, is that when others sat back and were silent about something that we know ain't right, she was one of the first ones to stand up and then step off of a transition team that she did not get all the information that she was supposed to get. She wasn't by herself. The president of the NAACP, Donatus King, did the same. We don't want to forget Doris Henderson. And of course, we don't want to forget Gina Womack, who also said something is wrong here, and we just want the right stuff for the right people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time that we understand what a movement is. It's amazing to me, and I'm going to say this because I mean this, and I hope I don't offend those folks that take this and then ask, what did he mean by that?
If it's the truth, offend them. Come on.
I'm getting heckled by the NAACP. It is amazing to me as you look across the country, if you look across the world, African Americans have been protesting stuff that has been happening, that has been tragedies to you and your family for years. Why in the world are we sitting back while other countries are standing up now and showing you how to do it? Look at the number of folks that are getting out in plazas, protesting government, saying we need change. When actually social media should be something that is used not to tell me what you're doing at 2 o'clock in the mall, but using it for resourceful issues. Let's use it for resourceful issues. I know it's hot out here today, and I guarantee folks that we won't going to be out here for a long period of time. But as we look at the issues that are happening in our community, this movement is the beginning of what you say. It is the beginning of you forming community organizations and making the folks that you have elected listening. And if they don't listen, thank you for your service. Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above what you say. See, we just have catchwords now that we call good policies or good practices and good government and transparency. I'm tired of hearing that. I want some action. And now is the time that we have to stand up and say, these are the things that the communities are asking for, and we don't want it next year or the year after next. There's no reason why anybody in New Orleans East should be worried about a hospital. There's no reason in the world why anybody in Lakeview should be wondering about, are you going to have street lights? And there should be nobody in the Lower Ninth Ward worried about where the water coming out of the ground at because one of the sewer lines are broken. Or do we have to get on tractors and go back down there and cut the grass? This is a city that has a $1.2 billion budget, y'all. We got 300,000 people here. With all the philanthropic money that came through here after Katrina, with the number of folks that we have here, if you do the math, it was billions. That means that over 300,000 people here, that if we would have taken care of each other now, each one of you would be a millionaire. You would have $2.5 million, including your children. Tonight, and I hope that many of you are coming. So I know I'm getting ready to put a lot of pressure on Donatus King because he's the one that tells me it's so loud. I will be the keynote speaker for the NAACP award banquet tonight over at Xavier University. And I can guarantee you that I won't be disappointing. Not because I'm going to castigate one person, it's because I'm going to put some things on your mind that we should be thinking about in the future. And let me be the first to tell you, this is not a black or white thing or Asian thing against the Latinos. This is a people thing. We're all together in this. A movement, y'all. It gets you moving forward. This was your forward movement today. This was your forward movement. And there will be some more. There will be some more. The next thing that we have coming next is, what are your demands? Because you know everybody's listening. What is it that you want? And we have to prioritize them now. Can't wait and not expect them to get moving later. We want them moving now. So be thinking out the box and think about what it is that you're wanting now that needs to be moving now. I'm going to bring Ms. Landis up and give her a few minutes here to tell you about Silence is Violence and let her give you all the details on her position too, and then Donatus.
And we want to thank the Bakewell family and WBOK. Yeah.
We thank you all too.